The next topic we want to cover when it comes to dealing with files is how to locate a file. Uh, if you notice when we run the Java codes that we have so far, the file for the names.txt is actually created in the same directory where our code is. So we do not really specify where this code should or where this file should be created, right? So if you notice here, I can go and we had this append data. If I delete this append data run, it's just created here. And notice here we didn't specify any location or any place. So automatically it goes to the same directory where the code is. Now, what if you want to have your code more organized? You have the codes here, you would like to have an output folder where you send all the outputs of your codes, all right? That's a possibility. So in this case, what you need to do is to just tell Java where you would like the output to be stored. All right, and this is by giving the full path to the file that you want to store. So instead of just giving names.txt, what you want to do is to give the full path for this. Now, this is a little bit challenging in Windows because there is a trick here. Let's say I would like to have the code to be, or the file to be created here. Now I go, instead of just writing text names.txt, I'm going to write the full path, C directory, users, Hamza's desktop, codes, and then I would like to call it names.txt. Now there is a problem here because if you remember, we said backslash is the beginning of escape characters, right? In Java, which is like the backslash n for new line, the backslash t for tab, and so on. So when Java sees backslash uppercase U, it's assuming this is a escape character, and it's going to ask you, I don't know what that is, right? See here, it's highlighting, I don't know what backslash uppercase U, I don't know what's a backslash H, backslash D, backslash N, backslash C. It doesn't understand this. So it's assuming that backslash starts escape character instead of being the separator of the directory in how the Windows is created. So if you click the address here, bar, it's going to just give you that full path in that format. All right. Now, since it's escape character that starts with backslash, what we want to tell Java is that no, this is not a backslash. This of the escape character is an actual backslash. To do this, you need to tell Java backslash backslash. All right. So you're like, it's the backslash, right? So here, and I could just stop at the desktop. All right. Or I could go here, names, and then names, and then for example here, let's say call it out, something like this. All right, so compile here, I'm going to, so that's the full path. I don't have a folder called out, but I would like to be very organized. I would like to put names.txt in the out direct folder in my file. So in this case, if I run this compile, that's not the one, file location, and here you will find that I got an error, file location main file not found exception, right? So that is an exception that I didn't tell Java how to handle. All right, so in this case here, what I'm going to do is to create my out folder. All right, so here is out, and then I'm going to rerun this file again, and now it's running. If I go to out, I will find names.txt, I open it, and then I will find whatever names I had. So this is how you specify a path in Windows to tell Java this is where I would like to store things. Now, the tricky part is that this is true if you have the string as a literal. However, if you have a string as an object, all right, as an object that you created and stored that string in it, it's not going to create that problem actually. All right, so if I comment this one here, I'm going to prompt the user for an input, and then I'm going to store this in, I created a scanner, I prompt the user, I stored that in path name, and then pass the path name as a print writer. So compile, run, and then it asks me, so I'm going to just paste this here. All right, codes out, and then call it new names.txt, something like that. All right, then I hit enter, and it doesn't complain. I go there, I find new names.txt, I open it, and it's working. So you see, even though my output was or my input was with a single backslash, it didn't complain. So that's the thing here that you need to be very careful with. If you are hard coding that string as a string literal, you have to be specifying the backslash backslash. If you are taking this as an input, then in this case you will need to set it in you could actually use it as a single backslash. All right, the third and the last thing that we will talk about in terms of the file location. Notice here that I closed actually. That's fine. All right. The last thing is that if you are familiar with Linux, here is a Linux. Let's see. If you are familiar with Linux, the way the path is specified, it actually uses /. So you see here, that is the current working directory. It's home, Hamza's. Notice here that it's /. Now, / does not confuse Java. So in Linux, people who are trying to specify the directory where an output should be stored shouldn't have any problem. All right. Now, the interesting thing is that even if you are working with Java on Windows, you can actually use the format of Linux and Unix. So you could actually switch these backslashes that you had here. All right, you could switch it to become /, and Java will perfectly understand you. All right, and it's going to work with you for that. So here I could do this, switch all of these to be // codes, and here I'm going to call it out, and then Unix the text, and then here Unix like the text, and then I'm going to run this one, and then go and have a look and Unix like the text. All right, so again, Java understands this, it works with it fine, no problem. So that's how you specify a path for the output, and this is something that can link things. So you can actually have a code here running, getting output, throwing this output in a separate file that you specify, and then another code running on a different machine or the same machine is pulling that data from that folder and working with it. So that is something that can be very, very useful when you deal with complex systems.